"You are old, Father William," the young man said, "and your hair is exceedingly white. Why don't you come to my house and have a bite tonight?" Because it's Christmas time. So, today we are making Bûche de Noël. We're going to use basically the same recipe as the Genoise sort of raft thing we made with the marzipan flowers. Here we go. 4 eggs. Square cut or pear shape, these rocks don't lose their shape. What a great melody. Now, a lot of Genoise recipes have you separating egg whites and the yolks. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna do David Leibovitz, the incomparable. We're gonna do his recipe, which is very simple. But you're gonna whip this for a solid 5 minutes. I finished Middlemarch. You know, I'm gonna be frank. I'm not a big George Eliot fan. I don't know. Great writer. She's not an idiot. She's a good writer, but yeah, not my kind of book. I'm now reading a book by this guy, Stephen Millhauser. It's confusing because the name of the book seems like it's the author. The name of the book is Martin Dressler, which sounds like a writer, but it's not. That's the name of the book. But anyways, it's absolutely amazing. 5 minutes. Fast. You want to whip this until it forms ribbons. I'm going to show you what's not a ribbon. That's not a ribbon. See how it drops straight off the thing? So I'm going to show you when it's a ribbon. 5 minutes. You have to prepare your pan during your 5 minutes. Nick loves the sound of this. Nick loves the sound of this.
Curse you, mixer!
What you're gonna do is draw an X with butter. You just go like this, and you're gonna use this butter to stick on 5 minutes. So it looks like this. See the ribbon? I put in a little pinch of this wildly overpriced vanilla seeds because they're convenient and they're dry and they're fantastic. It's really useful for stuff that you don't want to add liquid to. Now we have a lot of air in here. Our main goal is not to deflate the air. So I'm taking this, I would never do this, all right? I'm putting the flour into a sieve, some of it. I'm not deflating it. I'm sort of folding the mixture over the flour, hence the term folding. You know, the Bûche de Noël, here's the thing about it. It's really fun, and if you have kids, making the decorations is fun. You're gonna put meringues on it, and you know, the kids can make little men out of marzipan, and it's a fun thing to try one Christmas. Don't try to transport it to somebody's house. Only do this if you're having it at your house. And now I'm gonna do something that's gonna seem super weird, which is I'm going to put in melted room temperature butter. Now I'm gonna drizzle this in. It's 4 tablespoons of melted butter that has been brought back to room temperature. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. That looks like a Genoise. Here we go. Pour it into your prepared pan. See the flecks of delicious vanilla? All right, here we go. Here's the amusing part. I'm gonna make a square. I've heated the oven to 350, as you would for anything you're baking usually. And I'm gonna put it in for 12 to 15 minutes until the center, it's golden brown and the center springs back slightly. Don't overbake this. So now I'm looking to see if it's pretty even. And it's pretty even in thickness. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the oven. Now we're gonna make this very suspicious icing, which I have my doubts about, but we're gonna try it. So here's 5 ounces of good chocolate over a bain-marie. I'm gonna melt that chocolate. They want you to put a little coffee in it. And they want you to melt that. My chocolate is melted. I'm suspicious about this icing, Mr. Leibovitz, but I trust you. I'm lifting this out. Now I'm just gonna apparently put in 6 tablespoons of butter. Then I'm supposed to smooth this until it's homogenized or incorporated. It looks to me like the chocolate split a little bit, which is slightly weird. It means that something wasn't the right temperature, or yeah, like this isn't right, but it's smoothing out. I think it's too hot. Okay, the butter is incorporated. I'm now gonna leave this to cool until it's thick enough to use as icing. Okay, I'm taking out the genoise. I'm gonna let it cool in the pan. Springs back, see? It's a little burnt on the edges, but we'll cut those. That's good. So we're gonna let it rest there for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to put it on a towel and roll it while it's still warm, which is essential for rolling. The only hard thing about this is rolling it. Trust me. What happens is they crack. That's why you have to roll it while it's still hot. And then you might have success. But remember, icing covers a lot of stuff. So here's our slightly overdone cake. I'm gonna cut off these edges like that, because even though it's good cake, we don't need them, and they're slightly burnt. Lift off the... Now you're gonna roll it. I can tell it's gonna break. But don't forget, you can cover a lot of stuff with icing. Now you're gonna roll it and just leave it to cool in the rag until it's not warm. I wanna talk about split chocolate because I split the chocolate. What does that mean? It means the solids came away from the fat. So it was slimy and split. Unusable. We threw it out. The reason that happened is because I heated the chocolate way too quickly because I was nervous about you guys making the show. So Reggie's making the second batch of chocolate at the correct temperature, which is slow. I put it in a ceramic bowl and the heat was just too high and it split. You'll know if that happens because it'll clearly turn into 2 things, slick and black. So you don't, that's not right, that's split. Hollandaise split, same thing. Sometimes you split something on purpose. That's a big thing on MCTP UK this year is split sauces. But anyways, we're making a new icing because Randall split the other one. Your Christmas log, or your holiday bûche, is a Swiss roll, essentially, which is a roll of cake with filling in it. You'll see as we do it. Now, what's your filling? Take a container of mascarpone and dump it into a bowl. Loosen it a little bit, put some vanilla paste in it. You can put little chocolate chips in here, which I would if I don't have them. You could put a little hot chocolate mix in here if you wanted. If I had thought of it, I would have had chocolate chips, the little ones. You could smash chocolate with a hammer and put it in here. There you go. So that's ready. Get your Bûche de Noël. The golden moment is upon us. But before we see the damage of our Bûche de Noël, I want to give you a little hint. Don't bother making simple syrup. Buy this. It's simple syrup. This will save you so much time because it's room temperature and the ingredients are sugar and water. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this into a thing and we're gonna paint our bûche inside with this simple syrup. Oh my God, it didn't break. Wait, it did break, but not badly. Now it's willing to roll. Do you see that? really quickly paint the interior of this with simple syrup like this. It also works to close cracks, don't you know? Say you're doing a super small Christmas like a lot of us have to do. This is something that can take an afternoon with, if there's kids who are just bored out of their minds, you know what I mean? I'm now gonna put the filling in. I love mascarpone. Mascarpone is sweet sour cream. I gotta spread this all over the Bûche de Noël, but stopping a little bit before the edges. So you can make meringue mushrooms, and the way you make meringue mushroom is you make meringue, which we've done on the show, and you just pipe up like this with the regular nozzle. You can just cut the end of the piping bag if you want. Go like this, so it makes a little thing like this, and then just do plops, plop, 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 and bake them like you would bake your normal meringue. And then you just take the little circle. I forgot to do this, which is why I'm describing it. So you take the round plop and you take the little stick, you dip the tip of the stick in chocolate and you put the top on it. I'm gonna try and roll this. What do you think? Oh God. Ah. 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 Oh. Okay. Big split, but that's okay. They're never gonna know. All right, I'm gonna cut the ends and I'm gonna cut a piece off to make it into a bûche, the mighty bûche. I'm gonna cut a little piece and we're gonna stick that like this to be the bûche of the Bûche de Noël. That side looks pretty good, huh? And now you're gonna conceal it all with icing. Here we go. Icing the Bûche de Noël. Icing the Bûche de Noël. Icing the bûche, 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 the bûche. Icing the Bûche de Noël. Ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee. It looks like a cake is being made. What do you think? Looks like a Bûche de Noël. How is this gonna come off of here? Nobody knows. Take a fork, bark. Oh, oh, hey, oh, oh, hey, oh, oh, make and bark. I have meringues that I will decorate it with when the icing cools. Bûche de Noël. It'll put you through hell, but it sure looks swell. So I put the mighty bûche in the fridge for a little bit for the icing to sort of set and stuff. So I'm gonna get it out of the fridge. And we're going to have the rather interesting experience of getting it off of the paper and onto the thing. Bûche de Noël. Kind of looks like a bûche, but I think we can make it look more festive. Now, remember you can make those little meringue mushrooms. We didn't do that. I made these little guys, which I'm literally going to sort of decorate the plate with. So I'm just sort of putting a few meringues around. I mean, the mushrooms are more appropriate because they're from the forest, but these are also, this is cute, you know? Try to do studied randomness. I'm going to do a slight dusting of snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I'm just doing like the snow hit one side. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. There you go, Bûche de Noël. I'm pretty pleased with that. The mighty Bûche de Noël. Hey, oh, make and bark.